So, hello everybody, here we are back with A Lord of the Rings, the LCG, and we are starting now on the Khazad Dûm expansion. This is the first of three adventures in this expansion, and of course then you've got the LotR Delph cycle that follows it. This particular adventure is called Into the Pit. 1A, Entering the Mines. You have been sent by the White Council to Moria to deliver a message to Balin and his dwarven colony. No one has heard from him in a while. Set up. Search the encounter deck for East Gate. Which is a location which takes 7 points to explore. It's immune to card effects. Players cannot optionally engage enemies and no engagement checks are made. Forced. After Eastgate leaves play as an explored location, add first hall to the staging area. You also need the cave torch, which is an attachment that you give to one of your heroes. And what the attachment does is there are certain locations which are called dark. Now, if you want to explore those, you can actually exhaust the cave torch to put up to 3 progress tokens on a dark location. But in return, what you then have to do is you have to draw the top card from the encounter deck. And if it's an enemy, it gets added to the staging area. So what this mechanic resembles is that you're traipsing around in the dark and you're trying to be all secretive and stuff. But sometimes, you know, you need to see a little more. I'll risk a little more light now. And when you risk a little more light, you attract enemies. And I like this very much. I've never really used it because I keep forgetting it. But, you know, there you have it. Set first hall and bridge of Khazad Dûm aside, out of play. Shuffle the encounter deck. I've done all this. Now, I've changed my decks a little bit. I've added more dwarfs. I've got Thorin Oakenshield. He's a really powerful character from Overhill, Underhill. He has 3 willpower, 3 attack, and 1 defense and 5 hit points. But he's also got 12 threat. Now, if you control at least 5 dwarf characters, add 1 additional resource to Thorin Oakenshield's pool when you collect resources during the resource phase. Well, I was trying to do this by putting a lot of dwarfs into my deck, but that actually didn't help because the dwarf characters and allies that you have at the moment are not really helping me very much because they're not very strong on their willpower. So I have him because he is a dwarf, and there are some nice dwarf attachments in the LotR Delph cycle, which I have put in. And over here I've got Gimli and of course Thalin. And I have also added a couple of dwarfish cards. There is, for example, Legacy of Durin, which when you attach it to a dwarf character, to a dwarf hero, every single time you draw a dwarf character and play it from your hand, you actually get to draw 1 card. There is the Belt of Narvi, which makes it possible for you to choose until the end of a particular round which sphere your character belongs to. So this means you can use resources from, let's say, Thorin, who is a spirit, to do something else with them, which is very nice. And I've also tried to find a deck, because in this deck, in this adventure, it's a little bit difficult to say, okay, these are my fighters and these are my questers, because there are cards which will affect the last player. Now, the last player is the person who's not the first player. And it has happened a couple of times that my questers were engaged by an enemy and there was nothing I could do because I don't have a ranged hero anymore. I have removed Legolas. That's kind of problematic then. So I've added a couple of, I've added 3 Snowborn Scouts because they can act as you know, blockers and yeah. So let's see what we draw. We draw Erestor, he's a Noldor. Choose and discard 1 card from your hand to draw 1 card. Campfire Tales, each player draws 1 card. Gandalf, the Belt of Narvi, or Narvi's Belt, 2, 4, 5. Dunedain Warning gives you 1 additional hit point, 1 additional defense, and Dunedain Mark, which gives you 1 additional attack. Let's see what we are drawing over here. Dwaro Delph Axe, Veteran. This is a new card. It is also only attachable to dwarfs, but if you attach it to a dwarf, first of all you get +1 attack, but also when you attack with this hero, you deal 1 damage straight away, which is really good. A Gondolin Spearman, Gondorian Spearman, very good. Winged Guardian, very, very good. Boots of Erebor. Now this is an interesting attachment. It costs 0 and it gives any dwarf or hobbit +1 hit point, which is of course very good. And we have the Vassal of the Wind Lord. So that looks not too bad. Let's see. Yes, we're going to keep this hand. Everybody draw a 7th card. Oh, Ancient Matham, that's really lovely. So let's see. First of all, we make Eastgate the current active location. And now we need to reveal 1 encounter card per person. Hazard, remove all progress tokens from the current quest card and active location. Ignore. I know that this now says if there aren't any, it gains surge, but I have ruled, because this is a really difficult quest, that during the setup phase, nothing really, if you have a treachery card, it just gets discarded. And here we've got the Lightless Passage, which is a dark location, underground, dark. Players must exhaust a cave torch to travel here. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do. First of all, we are going to all draw an additional card. We're going to listen to some campfire tales. Everybody draws another card. Okay, so here we've got our Snowborn Scout. Now that's a no-brainer. We're going to play him straight away and place 1 progress token on the active location. We're also going to, oh no, actually no, we're going to place it here. Or are we? No, we're going to place it here. And we're going to attach the Ancient Matham to the current location. And that's all we're going to do over here, because that's all we can do. We're going to put the Boots from Erebor on Gimli to give him an additional hit point. So he's now at 6 hit points. And it costs nothing. We're going to bring out the Gondorian Spearman. For 2, we're going to bring out... the Veteran Axe Hand. And that's all we can do at the moment. So let's get started on this. First of all, we're going to quest for 3, 7, 8, 9 against a current threat of 4. Each player must exhaust a character and discard the top card of his deck if able. If the printed cost of the discarded card is equal to or higher than the remaining hit points of the exhausted character, discard the exhausted character. We're going to negate this one and hope that nothing else is going to happen. I mean, the treachery cards in this one are actually horrible. The first player must discard 1 questing character he controls if able. This effect cannot be cancelled. Yeah, okay, we can stop right here because this means losing a hero. So, as I said, this is a really terrible and unforgiving scenario, which I've played 6 times at this stage. I haven't even gotten close to winning. Like I said, this is a really, really tough quest. It does have difficulty level 7. I know that a lot of people say, well, the difficulty levels are a bit difficult to really gauge what they mean. But this is tough going. I mean, this is a seriously tough quest, especially if you have nothing to mitigate treacheries with. Because, yes, we do have a character, a hero that can actually mitigate these treacheries at least once. But then, of course, you have to draw another one. And we have nothing to do against it. So that was a very, very short delving into the pit. Like I said, I've played this. This is now my 7th time. I've not ever gotten close to winning, so I will now just, you know, in order to not go completely crazy, move on, because maybe sometime down the line, but to be quite honest, people say, yeah, play this with a dwarf deck. With the dwarf deck with the dwarven characters that I have, from Khazad Dûm in the first 3 of the Dwaro Delph cycle, plus Overhill, Underhill, I can't see that anyone could win this game. It's just not possible with them. So there we have it. That was Into the Pit, short and sweet. We died at the first hurdle because there is really no way you can play this if you're down 1 hero. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye bye. Alrighty, here we are back with the 7th level, the second of the 3 Khazad Dûm adventures. This is supposed to be difficulty level 3, so we'll see how we fare there. It all has to do with the Book of Mazarbul, which we all know from The Lord of the Rings. It's an attachment which you attach to 1 hero. And what it does is it actually means the hero cannot attack, but he also or she also does not exhaust when they commit to a quest, which is actually quite lovely. So we're going to give it to Thorin, because Thorin is actually we're going to give it to Eowyn, because she will never attack, but this way she doesn't exhaust, so we can use her for something else maybe. Let's see. I was going to give it to Thorin, but Thorin actually isn't a very good defender with only 1 shield. Or would I? But he would be more likely to attack. He would be more helpful attacking, wouldn't he? Well, no. He's my only... yeah. Well, I'll just give it to him. We'll see how we fare. This is the first time we're playing this anyway, so we'll see how we get on. I've never played this before. So, you are investigating the 7th level of Moria. Searching for the Chamber of Records and any sign of Balin's colony. In the heavy twilight of a hall, a bulky tome is discovered in the grip of a dwarf skeleton. You carefully take possession of the book. Perhaps it will give you some answers. Search the encounter text for the Book of Mazarbul, and have the first player attach it to a hero of his choice. Shuffle the encounter deck. We've done that. The dwarven runes of the book appear to hold a detailed record of the fledgling colony, but there's some elvish script at the end which seems out of place. When revealed, reveal 1 encounter card per player and add it to the staging area. When revealed, each player must deal 10x damage to 1 ally he controls. We do not have any allies yet. Woohoo! Glad to see that one gone. And another one. So, yeah, that was not too bad. That was luck. Okay, let's see. We're going to draw some cards over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Ooh, unexpected courage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm loving this already. Okay, here we have a really interesting card. It's 0 cost and it's called Ever My Heart Rises. Now, this is an attachment for a dwarf character, and whenever you travel to a mountain or underground location, you can ready the attached character and you reduce your threat by 1. This is really brilliant. So we're going to give it to Tarlin because he's our quester. And we're also going to give it to Gimli so we can also have him quest. We are going to give Unexpected Courage to Tarlin as well. Which is 2. And we're going to attach the Favour of the Lady to our friend Eowyn. We are going to bring out the Warden of Healing. We're going to attach the Song of Wisdom to Gimli. And we're going to bring out 2, and we're going to attach the Blade of Gondolin to Thorin. Why am I doing this? Well, I do have a couple of cards which allow you to exhaust a weapon and deal 2 damage, or 3 if it's an orc, to an enemy engaged with you. Now, the problem is this group, because they have no real firepower. So if I give him a weapon like that, if I come up with this card and he is engaged with an enemy, he can deal 2 damage straight away. And that's all we're going to do for now. The staging area is lovely empty, so we're going to quest for 5, 8, 9, 11. Against a goblin swordsman and a goblin spearman. Very good. So we said we had 3, 8, 9, 11 against 3 leaves us with 8. So we're going to put 8 on this one. Now, unfortunately, there are no locations, so we can't really travel, so we can't wake up these guys. But what we can do is we will optionally engage the goblin spearman over here and the goblin swordsman over here. So we're gonna defend with LotR. Shadow card. And we're gonna defend with Denethor. So, Goblin Swordsman goes first for 3 attack against 3 defense, nothing. Goblin Spearman goes second, 2 attack, no shadow effect against 1, gives her 1 wound. Thorin, oh no, Thorin can't attack, can he? Oh, okay, so we're going to do this differently. Thorin takes 1 wound and nothing happens because LotR can't do anything, but we're going to smash this Goblin Spearman anyway. We're going to use the Vassal of the Wind Lord to kill this one. And we're going to use the Vassal of the Wind Lord over here to kill this one. Now that was probably overkill, but I don't want any rubbish happening. Because we have really high threat levels. We're already at 30 each. So this might actually bite me later on. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Oh yeah, we're going to exhaust the Warden of Healing to heal 1 damage. 1. We're going to draw a card each. Lorien Guide. Don't have enough to do anything about that. We put the Dwarven Axe on Gimli. No, now we're going to pay for it like this. We also have the Miner of the Iron Hills. His main specialty and only reason to have him in any deck is that he will get rid of condition cards. We still have an empty staging area, so let's see how far we can get. 3, 8, 9, 9. When revealed, the first player attaches Watchful Eyes to one of his heroes. Goblin Archer takes 1 wound straight away and is dead. So we have No, we're actually going to attach it to Gimli. 3, 8, 9 against nothing. So this means we have completed the first stage. Stage 2, the fate of Balin. You have discovered the chamber. Before you lies the resting place of Balin, the last lord of Moria. The final portion of the book tells the grim tale. Balin was slain in the Dimril Dale and the dwarves were then trapped in the mines. It seems as if there were no survivors. You stand silently by his tomb, but cannot tarry. Orc war cries and horns sound close. You leave the cumbersome book as a testament to the dwarves' valour and prepare to fight your way out, lest Balin's fate becomes your own. When revealed, remove Book of Mazarbul from the game. Done. 17. Forced. At the end of the staging step, reveal the top 10 X cards of the encounter deck, adding all enemies to the staging area. Discard the other revealed cards without resolving them. X is number of players. At the end. Okay. Good. So first of all, one threat goes up. 31. 31. Now we need to quest with everything we've got. 2, 2, 4, 3, 3, 1. Everyone refreshes. Everyone draws a card. Gondorian Spearman, that's what we like. One additional Dunedain mark. Yeah. Let's see. First of all, we're going to bring out the Northern Tracker. We're also going to bring out the Gondorian Spearman. And the Miner of the Iron Hills, which will do away with this condition, so we put this away. And we're going to attach the Dunedain mark and give +1 attack to our friend Talin. And then we're going to go and do some questing. So first of all, Talin goes, Eowyn goes, and Thorin Oakenshield goes, and of course the Northern Tracker goes. So we are now at 1, 2, 7, 10. 10. Okay, 10. So at the end of the staging. Okay, so first of all we reveal one per person. Cave Troll gets, they've got a Cave Troll. So we're going to do this. No, we're not going to do this. So he takes 1 wound. And another card, when revealed, the first player attaches what full. We're going to ignore that one. And here we go. And we need to draw 1 more card, and that's a Goblin Scout. Very good. So we are going to okay, that was that. We're going to use fresh tracks, which allows us to do 1 more damage to an enemy, and this enemy's gone. And now we need to draw 2 more cards. This is an enemy, so he comes out, and this is a location. It doesn't come out. So let's count. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10 against 9. So that's 1. Let's see. We're going to optionally engage the cave troll. We're going to use Unexpected Courage on Talon to ready Talon. Gimli is going to defend. Add Goblin Spearman to the staging area. Takes 1 damage. So that's that attack done. And we're going to attack back with... No, we're actually not going to attack back. Goblin Spearman is going to engage us, as is this Goblin Spearman. So the first Goblin Spearman is going to engage the Gondorian Spearman, who's going to defend and going to give 1 wound to the Goblin Spearman. The Goblin Spearman dies. Second one is going to attack our friend Denethor for nothing. 2 against 3, nothing happens. Talon is going to attack him for 3, and the Goblin Spearman is dead. Which leaves us, everyone refreshes, with a Goblin Scout up there. And that's pretty much it. Everyone refreshes. Everyone gets a resource. We draw a card each, another Warden of Healing, and 2 Lorien Guides. So first of all, the Warden of Healing makes an appearance. Very good. This is terrible. We can't play any cards because we haven't got any. Okay, so we're gonna quest for 1, 4, 10. Against 3, 5. Each player must raise its threat by 1 for each enemy in the staging area. Then the last player discards an attachment he controls. Okay, not a problem. 2 enemies in the staging area. 1, 2. 1, 2. So we discard 1 attachment. So we will discard this one over here. So now we need to reveal 2 more cards, another enemy, and nothing. So we have 8 against 8, 9. Oh, we're not doing really well with the questing over here. 10. So alrighty. Oh dear, this is going to be terrible. So first of all, we have the Chieftain of the Pit. We're optionally engaging him, and we're going to use the Gondorian Spearman. We do 1 damage immediately. And the Gondorian Spearman leaves play. Readying him. And then we're going to use the Miner of the Iron Hills against the Cave Troll. Nothing happens, Miner dies. And we're going to band together for 3, 7, 8. Against the Chieftain of the Pit. And he's dead. Everyone refreshes. We put up our defenses. Sorry, our threat. 2, 2, 2, 2, 4. So first of all, we're going to listen to some campfire tales to draw more cards. Each one draws more cards. That's good. Yes, that's very good. So first of all, here we have the no, it's actually not what we're going to do. We're going to play the Spearman. We're going to play Navi's Belt on him. We're going to bring out the Lorien Guide for 3. And that's about all we are going to do, and it's all about we can do. So now we're going to quest again for 1, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 against a threat of 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So we're going to discard the Citadel plate, or are we? 13 against 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 2, that's not a problem. Let's see. First of all, we are going to not travel. We have, no, actually we are not going to do this. We are going to reduce our threat because I don't want to engage these guys up there. We're going to engage this one up here, and that's bad enough. So yeah, we're going to the veteran Axeman is going to defend against the cave troll, and he will die in the process, indeed. The goblin swordsman is going to attack Denethor. For 3 against 3, nothing happens. Then Gimli is going to attack for 4. No, they're going to attack together. 2, 4, 6. No, we're going to just get rid of this one here. and hope for a forest snare to come around. As you can see, this is, although it's supposed to be easy, it's not really easy because, yeah. Oh, now we're getting somewhere, but the problem is we don't have cards. We have a lot of resources, but we don't have cards that we can play. Yeah. A Gandalf would be nice. Steward of Gondor, of course, is played. Going to bring out this one. We're going to bring out Boffer. And that's pretty much all we can do. Threat goes up, so now we're going to be engaged with by so many enemies that it's not going to be funny even. 1, 2 at the moment. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 against Goblin Spearman, takes 1 wound straight off the bat. Against, oh, and now we have to add 2 more. Another Goblin Spearman. And another Goblin Spearman. So what you really want here is people who can attack the staging area, and we don't have Theodred with us. Done here with us. So I would actually exchange Thorin for done here. Yeah, we've pretty much lost at this stage, so I'm not going to continue with this, but as you can see here, it's really not such a good idea to be really quick with the first one, because you want to bring out the allies, you want to really buff your party, as it were, so that you can actually deal with the onslaught. So because we've only played 6 rounds, and 6 rounds isn't enough if you don't have the right cards coming out, and no card draw. I mean, this was the issue. We haven't had a single card for card draw, which is, I mean, we did have Unexpected Courage, which is great. I haven't seen that one in a while. But you really want more firepower, really. And done here, let me see, done here, what kind of sphere does he belong to? I think he is, done here is, yeah. So you would probably switch out Eleanor for done here, because, yeah. Because there isn't that much treachery in there. You'll just have to deal with the treachery that's in there. It's by no means as bad as in the other game, and then just hope for the best. Having said this, actually there was quite a lot of treachery in there. Yeah, it's tough. It's really difficult. Maybe Eleanor needs to be there. It's yeah, I'm undecided. So as you can see, again, this is why I like this game. I mean, with Thorin, you have a really strong, quester for 3, and also a strong attacker. I mean, but his problem is the ability that he has only comes into play if you control 5 dwarfs, but the dwarfs that you have, like Keely and Feely, for example, for this particular sphere combination, aren't really strong. The only strength that they have is that if you have one of them, you can search for the other. You know, yeah, that's brilliant. So you bring out 2 for 1. Yeah. Not that big a deal, really. I mean, because they themselves aren't really very interesting characters, except if you want to really use them as chump blocks, and you could do that, but I'm not quite sure, because then the only thing that he does is he gets an additional resource. So yeah, like I said, I mean, this is a really interesting game, but as you can see, it's not necessarily easy to play. And this is difficulty level 3. So here definitely the strategy must be, don't rush through the first level as I did, you know, but try and build up your party first, and then try and rush through it, you know. Then have a couple of escorts of Edoras that you haven't used yet, you know, and bring them out and try and, you know, get a Gandalf. So I really can't wait for my additional core set to come to my place. I mean, I've already ordered it, and it's waiting for me in Germany, because I really want 3 Gandalfs per hand and per player, because that really makes a difference. And I want 2 unexpected courage as well, because you really need them. Yeah. Okay, so that was the 7th level. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. It's a really interesting and flavorful scenario. As you can see, it's very different from the first one we played. Challenge is very different. And yeah, I wish you a pleasant end of the day. And if you are fans of a certain HBO series, which is on its penultimate episode today, and you're going to watch it, then I wish you fun, and I hope you will enjoy it. And don't spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet, like myself. And yeah, let's see where Arya takes us, because yeah, I'm not happy with what happened there. Bye!